Just like that. Oh, you think you really wanna make me that mad? Hi everyone, how's it going? Thank you so much for coming to my channel. My name is Madison. I like to do mukbangs, cooking videos, just anything to do with food. Today I will be making a few different things, so I thought that I would go ahead and include you guys. I just found this really cool like oatmeal cup recipe that I really want to try. It's like a baked oatmeal cup with apple. I've been wanting to try something like that, so I'm gonna do that. I also have these little like buns, this like bread that I got from H-E-B. It's called a large onion roll, and it's definitely a roll. Like, it's soft, it's got poppy seeds on the top, it looks amazing. I want to make an egg sandwich out of this, so I'm gonna try that. And then I also want to make some Chipotle chicken for dinner, so I'm gonna go ahead and marinate that. So yeah, so it's just gonna be kind of casual. Like, I'm not gonna really focus on too many angles. I tell myself now, but sometimes I don't do that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started, because I also have to go in DoorDash later because I don't have enough money to pay my bills. Yay! You know, real life stuff. Anyways, so the first thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is measure out some ingredients for this, and then I'm gonna chop this apple as well. So yeah. Okay, so thankfully she put her recipe like very easily in her video description, which I will go ahead and link her video down below. Her channel is called Clean and Delicious. I've never seen her before, but she has 1.8 million subscribers. That is so funny to me that like somebody could have like that many, because that seems like so much, you know, like especially if you think about it with like money and stuff. Like 1.8 million just seems like a lot, but you can never see someone that's been happening like a lot. Like, I remember I found someone whenever they had like 1 million subscribers on YouTube a few years ago. I would say a few, but honestly it was like in 2016, and back then, I mean, over 1 million was definitely something. So it's so surprising. Anyways, so I have a muffin tin with some little baking cups in it. She doesn't use baking cups, but I don't like cleaning muffin tins, so as little cleaning as I can do to this is amazing. I just have regular milk. I wanted to buy soy milk yesterday, but I forgot. So I will be using regular milk, which is fine. I just like to usually use soy milk so I can limit the amount of dairy that I'm getting. Wow, there was exactly a cup in here. I wish I could show you guys how perfect this was. Oh my gosh, you can see it. It's kind of like not perfect though, because she used buttermilk, and I was gonna put some lemon juice in here to make like a barely buttermilk. Okay, yeah, that'll work. I'm just using some lemon juice that I have from Central Market. All right, cool. So let's go ahead. So for the milk, it's just a cup, and then I need 3 cups of rolled oats. And that's what I have here. These are just from Thrive. I've actually had them a while. If you've been on my channel a long time, you probably know when I bought these, because I probably said something about it in a video. Yeah, so I've been looking for recipes to get rid of these, and here is one. This should be a perfect recipe for me to make so that I can eat these for work. I feel like this will be a really good work recipe. And I would usually put hemp seeds in something like this, but I actually don't have any, which I'm really sad about, because I always have hemp seeds. But I will be buying them as soon as I get paid. Let's see here. So a teaspoon of baking powder. This is just another one from Thrive. Not for any particular reason. I would just want to get their baking powder, because I was like ordering stuff off their website like a long time ago. Okay, so baking powder is done. What else needs to go in here? I'll do the cinnamon in here. And she actually used cinnamon applesauce, but I just buy regular applesauce so that I can use it in savory and sweet application and in recipes that don't need cinnamon. And I just buy this one. This one's from H-E-B. It's just the organic, unsweetened applesauce. And I don't know if she used sweet applesauce. That I'm not sure of. I feel like that would have been good for her to say. If I had some maple syrup, I would put that in here because I feel like that'd be really good. So she used a half a cup of applesauce. That's a little bit more than half a cup, but it'll be fine. Anyways, please let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. All right, let's see here. So, just all the dry stuff. Okay, so she just says mix everything together and then put like the mix-ins, like the add-ins. And she beat her eggs before she put them in here. But I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna kind of like slightly beat them with the spatula because this is my life, honestly. I don't feel like getting a fork dirty right now, honestly. I don't want to clean it. Okay, cool. So they're kind of beaten. Put those in there. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit of, you guessed it, molasses, because that is also my life. It's so funny, I was watching a baked oatmeal recipe, and this girl's like, I found the best baked oatmeal I had to share with you guys. And she puts all the ingredients in a blender, right? And it's so funny because it's literally not, it's baked oatmeal, but it's literally cake. It's just gluten-free cake. It was so funny. And I commented that. I actually got a lot of likes on that comment. I got like 924 likes on it. I just checked it again because somebody replied to it and they were like, it's not cake. Like it doesn't have as much sugar, like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. She put a heaping tablespoon of, what's it called? A heaping tablespoon of maple syrup in this recipe. You go and look how much sugar is in a tablespoon of maple syrup and you come back. Because it was a personal one. And I just thought it was so funny because it just shows like how much people really don't pay attention to stuff. She doesn't have it in her recipe, but I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt because it just seems like it would need it, right? So I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna chop the apple because I didn't chop it yet, so yeah, BRB. Okay, so I'm still chopping the apple. I decided to go ahead and cut up the Honeycrisp apple that we got yesterday. So, okay, Brandon has little to no foresight on food that he might want in the future, okay? Obviously. And so I was like, hey, there's Honeycrisp apples here. He like loves them. And he's like, no, I'm okay, I don't want it. And I'm like, but you love them, like you would literally eat it. And he's like, no. I'm like, dude, this is how groceries work. You plan. You plan to eat food that you like. And so I didn't make a big deal out of it at that time. The conversation was actually even shorter than what I just described, but I had to describe like the nuance in the like feelings, you know? So, because there was like looks exchanged. So I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. So I was getting myself a Granny Smith while this was happening because I love Granny Smith's apples. Granny Smith's apples, they are amazing. And so I grabbed a Granny Smith, and then I was like, hey, can you go get a bag for this? And then I grabbed a Honeycrisp as well, and I was like getting a bag for that one myself. He was like, I already got a bag. I was like, oh, I got a Honeycrisp too. He was like, why'd you get that? I was like, oh, I want it for myself. You know, like, And yeah, so I was gonna have him eat it, but here I am using it. Also, if you hear any background noise or birds, I have birds making babies on my patio, which is so exciting. They laid their little eggs in this pot that I had sitting there, and they had the babies already. Brandon said that he hears chirping whenever the mom or dad, I don't know how these birds work, come to give them food. And he'll just be sitting out there smoking a cigarette. I know. Smoking a cigarette, and they'll come like when he's out there, and they'll feed the babies. Anyways, so I grabbed the Honeycrisp for myself, and it's so funny because he'll buy the Honeycrisp for me, but he won't buy it for his future self. And I'm like, dude. So I'm trying to work on that with him, like understanding what his future self might want, because he is a very in the present person. Very in the present. Okay, Honeycrisp, good. This is actually a really good one. I usually don't like Honeycrisp. Okay, so let me go ahead and mix this. I don't even remember the last time that I used regular milk, like in like a healthy recipe like this. It'll be nice because it is whole milk, so that part like is good because it'll give me some extra protein in here, which is missing because I don't have any hemp seeds. That's why I like adding hemp seeds, because it adds protein. It's not animal protein, so it's not as easy to feel full from it, but it does help me to kind of hold off on feeling so hungry, because I mean at work, woo! And I'm also gonna add some walnuts in here. Let me see. My brain is like barely working right now. I haven't eaten yet. So there's that. Ooh, a whole mess of apple to add. And then I'm also just gonna add some walnuts to the cutting board so I can cut them. And I'm just cutting them very rough. I love walnuts. Got these at H-E-B. Okay. And this will add a good amount of fat as well as that whole milk to keep you feeling satiated. It's so funny. I know like a good amount about like nutrition, but I don't always follow it. This is an interesting noise. This seems like a lot. Like, am I crazy? I swear this is more than like those. If it's extra, I'll just put it into a different container and bake it. That's fine. Okay. I just have a scoop that I'm gonna use. And I think she said that they bake for like 20 minutes or something. Like that's a long time. But it kind of makes sense because it's oats. May have put just a little bit too much apple, but that's all right. And I'm just kind of packing them in the cups. I know my angles are not always amazing for my videos, which someone actually pointed out to me in a comment the other day. They were like, learn how to frame a shot. I'm like, okay, well, what's your advice, sir? What advice would you like to give since you'd like to judge? So I feel like if you're not giving advice, then you really shouldn't be judging. Excuse. I like completely missed the cup. I don't want to clean this. Misses the cup. I think I'm gonna put some turbinado sugar on a couple of them as well. Whoops. Misses the cup again. Jesus. I'm like all over the place right now. Okay, so I pretty much did 2 scoops with this. So there's a little bit left, so I'm just gonna put this in a different container and bake it. And I'm gonna put these in here for, I guess I'll set a timer for 20, because I think she did like 22 minutes. Oh, turbinado sugar. So I'll just put some of this on them because I feel like they're not going to be like sweet enough for me to want to eat. Like, you can't just make healthy stuff and force yourself to eat something that you don't like. That is not fun. All right, cool. Cool. I'll put a little bit of extra sugar on a couple so that Brandon will eat them. And then I labeled this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Oh, there we go. I did something very crazy in my refrigerator. I took out the bottom drawers and I have like Lazy Susans down there. I'll have to take a video of it or something. I think I'm just gonna use this because, like I said, I just am not wanting to do dishes. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of dishes that I have to do. Okay, I'm just gonna try to push this together a little bit. It shouldn't really separate because it doesn't have any like flour in it. So it should just stay like that. If this tastes good, then Brandon can eat that part. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up and then we'll get to the next thing. Okay, so I don't think that I showed you guys yet, but I got this new pan like about, I think a month ago. It's like similar to the one that I have and it's amazing. So these look amazing too. Very excited. I think Brandon would love these. This one's kind of flat. Let me see. Okay, I think that one would do a little bit better for this sandwich. Let me just try it like this. If you see these good, with chicken, that would be so good with roasted chicken on it, which I'm addicted to right now. but try not to tire us out on roasted chicken. Okay. They're not sliced, they're just like a little roll. So I'm just gonna take my serrated knife and cut it real quick. And I'm just heating up this pan so that I can toast it. Nice. These are gorgeous. Let's see here. I think I'm just gonna do it with oil. And then I have another pan over here so that I can make my eggs. I'm just gonna make them scrambled. And then I also just have a piece of Gouda cheese chilling so I can use it. Okay, yeah, that's hot. That's hot. So I just have a plate ready so that I can use that. Unfortunately, I don't have any paper plates, or I would absolutely take one right now. Just gonna put some butter in this pan for the eggs. Oops. This is just a little bit too hot for the eggs right now. Let me check the bread. Ooh, it's toasting up good. Yes. This other one is like so, I like freaking cut it so thin, it's hard to pick up with my fingers. Okay. I accidentally dropped my container that had these green onions in it in some eggs, and I didn't want to clean it, so I threw it away. Couldn't do it. Okay, let's see. So, start that. Scrambled eggs take like 3 seconds, and the way that I make mine fluffy is just not really like mess with them. Check this. That could go a little longer. The top is good though. Top is chilling. So I'm gonna put my piece of cheese, which fits so perfectly on that. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna turn that pan off. I'm gonna turn this pan off. And just let the residual heat cook these. And then at this point, I like to kind of start making them into the shape that I need for my sandwich. So they will kind of conform. So I'm just making them into a little square. That part of my fridge looks normal. Almost. See if I can do a little flip on my egg square. Yeah, nice. Okay, probably good. It is very hard to grab this. Oh my gosh, so perfect. Okay, cool. So, just gonna grab, this is what I usually do, just grab the eggs, like that. This is like a very plain sandwich because I don't have any bacon or anything, but it's gonna be delicious. Okay, so I was just watching a bit of a Frugal Fit Mom video really quick while I waited for this to melt. Look at this little guy. It might look lame, but it's not to me. Still really hot. bread is everything. I've never seen this bread before. There, like, I've made this bread. Never seen it out of place. I wonder if somebody that went to my school, like, works there or something, and they suggested it. Mmm. Okay, I want to finish my sandwich. I want to watch this Frugal Fit Mom video, and we will be back to marinate the chicken. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that these are done, so I'm gonna pull them out. So this is what they look like. My hand's about to burn. I'm gonna let them cool in there, and I just saw the bird come to the porch, yay. I have a little bit of like this caramel topping that I got because Brandon and I tried these little like mug things. I'm the one who left mine open. And the cake one that I got, it's not very good, which is really surprising because I love chocolate cake. I love caramel topping, but this one though is really good. This is the soft baked chocolate chip cookie with fudge topping. This really, really good, like really good. This one is just really dry. I mean, it doesn't matter how long you or how short you cook it, but it's not good. So I'll be using the caramel topping for other things. Yeah, it just comes in a little container like this, so I'm just gonna do that with a couple. And it doesn't come out as like stringy as it does in the picture, which is really annoying. Like the hole is just too big, like the hole that they have you cut. It's too big. Right now it's cold, so I should have taken it out, but that's okay. It'll be all right. Right, Mitzi? So once those cool down, we will try them. Okay, so I think that they are cool enough to try. So let's go ahead and try the one that doesn't have caramel on it because obviously it's gonna taste amazing with that. Okay, so this is one with no caramel, whatever you want to say. This is still pretty hot. Let me see if I can like open this. Okay, so I think if it wasn't hot, then it would like stay together better because you can see right here that it's like staying together really well. And I actually have a fork so that I can like taste it because I don't want to bite into something this hot right now or ever. So here's like the inside, looking pretty muffiny. Excuse me. That sandwich, by the way, very good. What's it called? Wow, I can't make words. Bread was $2.98 for 6 of those. So here it is. Okay. I'm like terrified. Okay. It pretty much tastes exactly what you think it would be like oats, cinnamony. It's got the walnut in there, which is really nice. That walnut is delicious. The apple is good. It's still got a little bit of like a nice firm texture to it. Like it's not soggy. These are gonna be absolutely perfect for me for my work because when I'm in the morning, I want to eat something without too much taste to it. Like when it's like 10 in the morning and I've been like working and stuff, like I'm not thinking like, oh, I want to eat all this food. Like I just want to eat something like real quick just to fuel me. Like flavor isn't on my mind at that point, but I don't want something to be nasty, you know? So I can't really eat protein bars and stuff because they're so strong of a flavor. Like everything is just so strong at that moment and I just really don't want it. So this is perfect. It's kind of muted in a way, but not in a bad way. Like they're doing exactly their purpose, being a healthy little snack to get you through. Hemp seeds in these would be absolutely amazing. So let's try the one with the caramel for a little bit of fun. Okay, so this one has a bit right here. So I might just like, you know, like, cause these things are hot. They are like holding their freaking temperature like so much. Let me see here. Okay. I'm trying to like make sure that I have some on here. Okay, so it's on there. Caramel's right there. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but I do it to Brandon's food a lot where like if I'm about to give him a piece of food, like I'll just go like that, which, you know, we kiss and stuff, so it doesn't matter. Just so I can make sure that it's not too hot because I don't want to touch it with my fingers, but I also don't want to like put it in my mouth. Okay, I'm good. Apples and caramel, you know? So good. I love the texture of these, like the chewiness, like oats are so chewy and I really love that. And once they cool down, these would be amazing to eat with your hands. Like they would like solidify. There's like a bit of caramel right there. That carbonado sugar is like crunchy on top. Really good. For my needs in the morning, I'm gonna rate it an 8 out of 10. I'd like hemp seeds in there. I'd also like soy milk instead of regular milk. For like, let's say if like this was a kid snack, right? Just as like an example. I feel like it might not be sweet enough for that. So I understand why she added, if you watch your video, you can like hear her talk about it. She adds sugar like on top, like the carbonado sugar. But these are really good. I like them, as you can see. I hate my hands being sticky, so I had to just do that real quick. So let's go ahead into the marinating of the Chipotle chicken. P.S. This is my favorite container for like cupcakes and muffins of that sort. You could also put like a regular like short cake in here. You can put banana bread in here. I love this because it makes sure that nothing gets smushed, and it keeps it pretty airtight. If you want it to be super airtight, I would suggest wrapping it with foil, like if you're gonna take it overnight to like a family or something. But yeah, I got this at H-E-B. I bet that Rubbermaid or actual Tupperware has like their own brand of this specific type. As you can see, like it's pretty deep, and it's very long. Like I would say, I'm pretty sure this is over a foot long. I think from here to here it's like 14 inches. And I really, really love this for stuff like this because you can just go ahead and place them in here so that they can cool down, which it will take longer for them to cool down because this is a walled, you know, area, but at least they're in one specific spot. They're chilling, like nothing's gonna happen, and they're just hanging out. you can leave the lid off of them, put the lid right under, and that way as soon as you need to stop doing what you're doing, like you don't want to mess around with like food stuff anymore, you're good. You just put the lid on, put your date on it, put your foil around it if you're taking it somewhere, and boom. So just wanted to share that. Okay, so I'm about to start the marinade for the Chipotle chicken. It's not like Chipotle, the restaurant chicken. It's like Chipotle's an adobo chicken. The recipe that I use is from Creme de la Creme. I will link her recipe. I believe that I've used it before if I have done a video on this, which I'm pretty sure, like 96%. Yeah, so I need some more cracked pepper. So I'm just using my like regular mortar and pestle that I always use for cracked pepper. There's some in there right now that I'm gonna use for the recipe, and then I need some more just for like to have, because I just keep this spoon in there and scoop it out. This is strictly what this spoon is for. It's not for anything else. And I just use these peppercorns that I got from Marshall's. It's not gonna focus, I guess. Here's this. So all that I like to do with these, which, let me move this really quick. So I'm gonna use this for the marinade. Let me just put these in here. And this thing is extremely heavy, so I like to keep it on a this is like a little heat pad. Like if you were gonna put like a pot, you could put it on the heat pad. I put it on this so that I can just slide it back and forth. So whenever I clean, it's much easier. So I just like to use, ouch. I just like to use maybe like 20 of these. And then they always try to go everywhere. So you can kind of like hit the ones on the side first. And you can kind of smash them. And that way they're not just like balls of freaking devil. Because they just try to escape from here. So I just like to smash them. And then I'll start going around the outside. And once I start going around the outside, it kind of looks like that, like how they're kind of crushed. So just keep going around the outside, and then I'll go to the middle and do some smashes. And then from this point, you just do it to however, like whatever coarse, fine, whatever you want. And the smell that comes out of this is just so good. Like, it's just so peppery. Like, it smells so amazing. I'm doing it with my left hand for you guys. And it's so quick. Freshly ground black pepper. And even though this sits on my counter, like this, you know, for however long, a week or two, it's still way fresher than what you get out of the, like, pepper shaker from the store. So I love this. This was $3.99, but it's because it's come in this glass container, which I'm going to use this for vanilla. Excuse me. If you just get it from, like, the store, it's not as expensive. Excuse me. But yeah, so I just want to show you guys really quick. And so whenever I need some, I just do this and sprinkle it over my food, but you could transfer it to a container if you want. Okay, so the exciting moment. We are doing the chicken. Haven't grabbed the chicken out of the fridge yet because I am avoiding cutting it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the marinade really quick, and then I'll get to the dreaded chicken. So the marinade's super easy. Let me get these little things out of the way. Okay, so here's the container that I have the black pepper in. I will post the recipe down below, like I said. The next thing that we need is Chipotle chili powder. And for this, you're supposed to use 3 tablespoons, but I do not find that necessary, so I'm just gonna do 2. So 2 tablespoons or 3, whatever sounds good to you, of the Chipotle chili powder. I pretty much just use the rest of this. I just get these at Central Market. I love these. This was 69 cents. When I got it, it had more in it, but I filled up my container. Let me just, okay. And then a half teaspoon of salt. I'm just using kosher salt. Did not put a half teaspoon in there. And then a teaspoon of the following ingredients. Oregano. This is a nice Mexican whole leaf oregano, which is great to use for something like this because we're about to blend this. Let me see if I can get it to focus on it. These are really pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to show that. But yeah, so teaspoon. But it'll get all blended up, so it's really nice for this. And then this is cumin. I also get this from Central Market. And I understand that people don't have Central Market near them. I am just telling you where I got it. Please don't attack me. And then onion powder as well. You need a teaspoon of this, but I'm going to use a little bit less because I'm actually putting fresh onion in here. I like the texture and taste that it gives. And then I'm also just going to use about a half teaspoon of this orange peel seasoning. That was probably really loud on the camera. Because I just want to see what it's going to do. So that is all of the dry. Let me go ahead and open up the can of Chipotle so I can put that in here too. And I'll chop an onion real quick so I can put that in here. So BRB. Okay, so I've got a few things going on right here that I want to tell you guys about. If you hear that little chirping noise, that is the little babies outside. Little sweethearts. Okay, just trying to live. I have a lime that has seen better days, baby, but that shit smells good, so it's all right. And then I have some onion that I went ahead and sliced. I'm gonna put this into a plastic bag until tonight, and that way I don't have to cut onions tonight for dinner. I can just have them ready, saute them, super easy, super fast. So this was like the ends of the onion, so I'm gonna put that in there. This is not part of her recipe. This is also not part of it, which is 1 clove of garlic. This thing is a lifesaver. I think I mentioned before that I threw this away at one point and I missed it so much for years that I ended up buying another one. So, that was so close. It landed on this side. I would have used it either way, but I am glad that I didn't have to rinse it. So, I'm just gonna put this lime in here. And that'll add some really nice flavor too. And I've used this with chicken breast and chicken thighs. Today I'm doing chicken breast, so that lime juice will do nicely to go ahead and tenderize the chicken. So this has perplexed me every single time that I've made this recipe. I just added 3 tablespoons of a neutral oil. Use whatever oil you want. So she says that she uses 1 7-ounce can of Chipotle's in adobo, right? So this is from La Cocina. I use this brand all the time. But these are like packed in here. How does she use only the sauce? Like, that would only be like a tablespoon or 2 of like liquid. I don't know how she does that. So I'm gonna put most of this into this bag because all of the peppers like go to the top, and then I'm just gonna use like, I guess this is a little bit less than half. There's like 1 pepper in here that I do not want to go in here though. Get out of here, fool. Okay, it's not gonna come out. But yeah, so I'm just gonna use this, whatever. There's like 1 pepper that I want to like not go in here. It's like so close. I'm gonna stay peachy, peachy. Okay, there we go. Finally got it out. And then to get all the sauce out of here, I'm just gonna put a little bit of water. This is also not her recipe. But this is gonna be marinating for quite a while, so it won't really dilute it too bad. Yes, I could use a fork or another utensil, but I don't want to wash dishes. So try to keep it to a minimum, guys. Okay, cool. So these, since I'm not using them at the moment, I am just, some of that pepper got on me. Anyway, since I'm not using them at the moment, just putting them in here, flatten it out just a little bit, and then I can use these for a different recipe at a different point in time. I'm just gonna write the date on here, freeze it, it'll be good. Cool. And I've talked about this before. This is from Farberware. I've had it for a very long time, almost 10 years, and it is doing me good. It is just the like cheap version of a Magic Bullet. Just gonna mix this together because all the dry is at the bottom. I don't know why I did that. Been watching too many YouTube videos, which is fake life. And then you could say, if it's doing you so good, why do you take it off and shake it? That's why it's been doing me so good, because I don't mistreat it. I want to make sure that I can still use it. Okay, so I made a poor decision of putting the seasonings at the bottom because this is what happened. I should have put the oil first, then the seasonings. That's what I usually do, but I was being a silly goose. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and let that hang out for a second so it'll all go down to the bottom. Stir it, and then while that is doing that, I'll be right back because I'm gonna get the chicken. Okay, so I was able to grab a chopstick, move it around down there, so this is good. I want to show you guys this gigantic grapefruit because I haven't seen a grapefruit like this since I was a little kid. My mom used to get these all the time, but they like never have them here, or maybe I'm just not paying attention at the right time, but I swear I only see them when they're like this big. Like, oh my god, there's a squirrel on the balcony. That's ironic. There is only ones that are like this big. They look like a little orange, and it's annoying, so I'm very excited about this. Look at this thing. Humongous. So I think there's a lot of like animals out there because my upstairs neighbor has like a lot of she's like mad at the squirrel right now. She's like, get away from my babies. My upstairs neighbor has a lot of stuff up there to like attract birds, and whenever you attract birds, you attract squirrels because they eat the same shit. Squirrels are little thieves. I don't know if you guys know. Anyways, so I wanted to show you guys that, and it was only $1.48 a pound, and that was 1.5 pounds, so really not bad for a gigantic piece of fruit, especially here because, like I said, that dragon fruit that I had that one time was like $7. So yeah, anyway, back to the chicken. Cool, so I'm gonna insert a clip right here. She's literally so mad at the squirrel. Oh my gosh. It's honestly really far away, like. Where those motherfuckers are going crazy. They're like fighting and shit. Okay, so I have a pitcher, which I'm gonna put this disposable little bag into for easy cleanup. And I'm just putting that like backwards on here. This bag could be a little bigger, that would be helpful, but that's all right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's just like this. This makes it so much easier. So I'm just setting that right here. I have my marinade here. A lot of marinade gets stuck to the lid, so I like to go in with this first. And get a lot of that off. And then I'm gonna pour most of this into this bag. And I'm just reserving a little bit because I'm gonna brush this on the chicken while it is baking in the oven. And it's gonna like caramelize and everything on there. I'm gonna put just a little bit of honey in here. And it makes it taste super delicious. Let me grab the honey really quick so I can just show you. Okay, this one will go really good with it. It's an orange honey. Oh my God. And it's kind of solidified because it's kind of cold. Let me see. Okay, I grabbed a chopstick. I used to have my chopsticks in a different spot, but you're not gonna believe what I'm gonna say. So I accidentally spilled a whole cup of water in my silverware drawer. I did that. Yeah, me. Can't believe it. I did it. I was like, does that not sound incredulous? Yeah, it was. A whole cup, a whole mug of water. Me. Just doing dumb stuff. So I would say I'm probably putting like a teaspoon and a half in here. I don't really know. Something like that. If you made it this far, you are a god or a goddess. Thank you. You might as well give the video a like while you're here. I thought I had a plain lid for this, but I don't. So sometimes I forget what I do have. I'm just gonna put foil on it and stick it in the fridge for later. This is the honey that I used. I used to get this honey subscription in the mail and I got like a whole bunch. This is just one of them. Honey never goes bad, so. And then I'm just using gloves because that's the kind of person I am. Don't like touching chicken. So that's that. Okay. So I just have some HEB chicken. This is 2 and almost a half pounds. Oh my gosh, that was like unnecessarily hard. These are gigantic. Just pulling off a little bit of the fat. So I just have a bowl with vinegar and water, so I'm just gonna go rinse these in that really quick, just to get some of the weird stuff off. Rinse your chicken, don't rinse your chicken, live your life. So I'll be right back. So I have my little rinsed chicken. The reason I did that is because there was just a couple weird little things on there, so I want to make sure that it was just like off the chicken. So I don't feel like cutting, I don't feel like cleaning cutting board. I'm just gonna clean my counters. Like, just because I say I don't want to clean stuff doesn't mean that I don't clean. It just means that I am such a clean freak that I don't want to freaking do the thing, okay? So just know that. Just know in your heart that that's where I am. So I am poorly cutting this, apparently. Wow, I really am cutting this terribly. The reason I'm cutting this terribly is because I don't feel like doing this. So all I did was just trim up a little bit of the small bits, and then with the breast, I went ahead and just like butterflied it a bit and then cut off the fat part of the breast, you know what I'm talking about? And then I just butterflied it like this, and that way it'll be easy to cook. So now I'm just gonna place all of this chicken in here, make sure that it's all nice and mixed together, that every piece has flavor on it. Certainly won't hurt the chicken to massage it. Okay, so I went ahead and placed all the chicken in here. Just gonna squeeze the air out. So all the chicken is in the bag. I closed the bag. This is just gonna go just like this into the fridge, just in case it leaks. It'll leak in here. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. And then the next time that you see me, babies, we're gonna be making chicken, which is gonna be in like 8 hours. So see you then. Okay, so I'm back. Hello. I was just door dashing for like ever. So I've never made this recipe exactly how how she types it up, but I'm gonna try that today because I've just never done it. I usually do it on like a rack and like kind of like roast it in the oven, kind of in a way. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my oven temperature to 400, and then I'm gonna get the chicken out of the fridge really quick so that we can start. And all of these are off right now because I cleaned the stove when I was done with the video. Like, I cleaned this whole area right here. Let me get those onions from earlier. And the pollocito. Thankfully, it did not leak anywhere. So in her recipe, she roasts it in a pan. Let's see. Like she like cooks it in like a dish. Let's see what she does. Yeah, she just greases it. I was gonna put foil in, but I really don't want to do that. I really don't like cooking with like that much foil, because sometimes it's kind of annoying when you're like getting the item out. So I'm just gonna do it like this. Pro tip: spray your stuff in the sink. And I'm just spraying that really well, just so that nothing sticks to it. Because we are cooking at 400. Like, I'm just surprised. I don't know if I never read the rest of the recipe or I was like, no girl, we're doing this, you know? So thankfully there's a lot of ways that you can make this recipe. So I'm just gonna stick this on here because we learn from life lessons. And let's see what's up with this little chicky chick. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. You can see that it's actually changed color because it has soaked up the marinade, which is great. That's that little piece that I was like being very rude to when I was cutting it. I was like so done when I was cutting this. Like, oh my god, I was being ridiculous. I was gonna put it in a single layer, but it'll be alright. It's chicken breast, it'll be done. It'll get done. Cool, so this can go in the trash. See, I like the onion because it makes the marinade like really thick and juicy. And then I'm just gonna zip this up before I put it in the trash, and that way it'll not like stink. Okay, sorry about the pause. I had to wash my hands really quick because when I was like getting it out of there, like I got like some of the marinade like up here. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of extra salt on top for good measure, because there's really not that much salt in this marinade anyway. So that'll help us. What else did she say? Cover with foil. So gonna put some foil on top, and I think this is because it's gonna create like some juiciness. So let's see here. My mom's gonna be like, "Why do you use such a big piece of foil?" Because I can. Okay, cool. So this is ready to go in. Thankfully, I have an electric stove, so that bitch gets hot real quick. And then she just said cook it for 25 to 35 minutes. I cut them pretty small, so I'm gonna start with 20 and see where that gets me. I don't know what we're eating this with yet. Like, I don't know if I want to do like little like Chipotle style bowls. Like I know that I was talking about like it's not Chipotle's recipe, which it's not, obviously. But little Chipotle bowls are like always really easy and good. I also have those onion rolls. Brandon would be happy to eat one of these pieces of chicken on an onion roll. You know, because I have some like potatoes, so I could do like some little like stir fry potatoes. Like, also I've been doing this new thing in the Instant Pot with little potatoes. Oh my gosh. You just get the Instant Pot, throw some patoots in there. They cook for like 7 minutes. I slice them in half, toss them in a pan with some butter. When I was doing it like when I was roasting chicken, so I had some chicken fat, you know, like toss that in there. Whoo, boy, that was delicious. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna serve with it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I know the angles are all like different and weird today, but we're just gonna go with it. Let me see if I can like move it a little bit more this way. Maybe that'll help. Okay, that'll help. So I just have this on a medium-high heat. I'm gonna go ahead and add some oil. It's actually really hot, so this is about to go crazy right now. And these are just, it's 4 little cherry tomatoes. It's the Angel Sweet from HEB, you know, whatever kind of tomato they want to come up with this week. So I am just sauteing those. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Out now. It's not too safe in here for a dog. And then I'm just going to put the lid on them like that for a little bit. And then I'm going to add my rice. I already rinsed it. And so one dish that I'm going to make is definitely rice, because whatever, I don't know what else I'm doing today, but at least tomorrow, that's going to be my lunch, is at least rice and some of this chicken. Because I don't want to forget about myself for tomorrow. So, and whenever it looks like this, like it's like tomato paste kind of, that's when I go ahead and add the rice. And I'm just going to cook most of the moisture out of the rice and then go ahead and add the liquid in here. You could do chicken stock. I'm just going to do water. And I added some salt to the tomatoes, so that'll flavor the rice as well. And honestly, I just use this as like a flavoring. Makes the rice taste nice. Okay, tell me this isn't the cutest pan you've ever seen in your life. I'm watching Natasha Ocean, or Ocean. It's somehow like that. I just got addicted to her channel. She's amazing. This is adorable and cute. I'm going to do the caramelized onions in it. So I changed a couple things. This I am actually just reducing down a little bit into a sauce. And that way we can just put it on top of the chicken after. And then the chicken is just finishing baking right here in the oven, looking cute. So I removed the chicken from the pan. I just have some blueberries over there. Still watching Natasha. I got my food ready for tomorrow, the rice, the onions, and then I went ahead and added some of the juice from the pan into the sauce, and I'm just, whoops, and I'm just simmering it again. So it's looking really nice. Okay, so I forgot to film the outro of the video. I'm eating the leftovers right now. I just got off of work. I have 3 of those Guerrero flour tortillas that I like using, where you like kind of cook them. Well, you cook them. And then I just sauteed the chicken, and I have some caramelized onions under there. This chicken tastes really, really good with caramelized onions. So if you like caramelized onions, definitely try it with that. The chicken is pretty spicy whenever you use like 1/3 of the can. So if you'd like to make this recipe and you're not too sure about like spice level and stuff like that, go ahead and use just 1 tablespoon of the Chipotle chili powder, and that way it won't be too spicy. If you like more spice, obviously, you know, do whatever you want. But I would say starting off with 2 tablespoons of the Chipotle chili powder and then 1/3 of the can of Chipotle peppers is a good place to start. Definitely add more salt than what she says on the recipe. And yeah, if you guys want me to take a bite of this really quick, I'll do that. It's so good with the caramelized onions. I know it looks lame, but it's one of those foods that's like so simple and so nice. So do whatever you want with your tacos. This is what I like. Just wanted to chew that really quick. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.